A ceasefire is now in effect between Israel and Lebanon, and there's details to it. It comes nearly 14 months of war, after nearly 14 months of war in that region, beginning October of 2023, a day after the terror group Hamas killed more than 1,200 innocent Israeli civilians in a surprise attack and others as well. So then Hezbollah then began firing rockets into northern Israel, forcing thousands from their homes. So fast forward to today, under this 60-day ceasefire, Hezbollah forces forced to leave southern Lebanon and its terror hubs reportedly to be destroyed as well.
Now, all of this happening just in the last several hours, but until this ceasefire came into effect today, the IDF said it struck 20 sites within 2 minutes in the Beirut area, and long-range rocket fire from Hezbollah set off alerts. But again, this ceasefire does appear to be holding, at least for now.
All right, we'll bring in Walid Phares, a former Trump foreign policy advisor, and John Mills, a retired U.S. Army colonel. Thank you both for coming on. Walid, I'll start with you. What do you expect from this ceasefire? From what we know, this 60-day ceasefire between Lebanon and Israel concerning Hezbollah.
Let me quickly x-ray it for our viewers, the ambiance, the reason for why this ceasefire has been accepted finally by Israel and the other parts. Israel was making progress against Hezbollah in Lebanon. It was waiting for an action by the rest of the Lebanese, completely isolate and eventually remove the weapons of Hezbollah. That was the plan. The Biden administration, because of the Iran deal, remember, till the last day of the administration, they're going to work under that framework. They pressured basically the Israelis, they pressured the Bibi Netanyahu government to accept a ceasefire. 60 days, 40 days, that is not what is important for the administration. They're offering a service to the lobby, to the Iran lobby. And the Israelis had no choice. I mean, otherwise, the Biden administration would have accepted at the Security Council to vote for a ceasefire against the will of Israel. So obviously, the logic of the leadership in Israel was to let's wait, let's give them a few days, few weeks to see if Hezbollah is going to really accept to be, to withdraw from the borders, which I don't think they're going to do. They're going to camouflage and also remit their weapons according to UN Security Council Resolution 1559 to the Lebanese army. So there will be a ceasing of fire. I don't think that eventually Hezbollah will accept all these very difficult conditions on their militia.
And Hamas is now responding, saying the following: they're ready to have a truce with Israel. Here's what President Biden had to say about this.
The people of Gaza have been through hell. Their world's absolutely shattered. Far too many civilians in Gaza have suffered, far too much. And Hamas has refused for months and months to negotiate a good faith ceasefire and a hostage deal. And so now Hamas has a choice to make. Their only way out is to release the hostages, including American citizens, which they hold.
John, I want to ask you, could you see a ceasefire hostage deal happening with Hamas now? They have not come to the table a single time in this whole process.
Well, yeah, Katie, this is interesting. Appreciate President Biden finally acknowledging that there's Americans being held hostage in addition to Israelis. There's not a whole lot left of Hamas. This is interesting. So it's not clear who we're exactly dealing with or who the Israelis are dealing with. Normally, these ceasefires really don't mean a whole lot. Let's just be frank. Everybody's essentially waiting for the incoming Trump administration. But as far as the Hezbollah front, there is some wording that is very interesting, and it provides a much larger buffer zone, which is so important. You don't want anybody having line of sight into Israel. And this creates a buffer zone that pushes Hezbollah back. And it also has guidance on who can carry what kind of weapons, almost like Dayton Peace Accords in Bosnia, which actually worked very well. I was there. The Dayton Peace Accords were written so you could use them on the ground. So normally these don't mean a whole lot. It's a little bit different. The big picture, though, Israel will deal with Iran.